Welcome back, everyone. Now, for any of you who've sold a home with the Gemus real estate team in the past, you may already know our next guest. She's our amazing home stager slash magic maker, and I bet some of our clients even consider you a money maker. Monica, how are you?
I am great. Thank you for having me here.
Of course. Thanks. Monica has been with our team for quite some time now, and if there's one thing I can say about Monica, it's that she's one of the most easygoing, fun-loving people we know, and she's always smiling and always looking at the bright side of things. Now, one of the things that we often say, Monica, is, and everyone can attest, after Monica's gone through one of our clients' homes, they usually call us and say, Dan, why didn't Monica come through 10 years ago when we first moved into this place? That couch would have been so much better on that side of things. Isn't that funny how that goes?
That is funny. Yeah. Well, that's what I do.
Well, you do very well. So tell us about yourself, Monica, and how it is you got into home staging.
I've been in home staging I think since 2007, but I've always been decorating. Even as a kid in our family home, I would rearrange furniture, move things, take things out, tell my mom that she needs to paint or take down the wallpaper. Back then, wallpaper was big, and well, now it's back again. Or just, decorate in my room. As a kid, as a teenager, my posters had to be just so. My Don Johnson poster.
I was going to say, posters of who?
Don Johnson and Michael J. Fox, they had to be just so up on the wall, and all my knickknacks, everything was just right. And I would again paint or change my bedspread out or whatever, and it just seemed like a natural fit when I got older. Going over to friends' houses, I would say, have you ever thought of painting your kitchen this or moving your couch away from the wall or do this and then people were like, well, why don't you get into home staging or decorating or something like that, and then it just and then I did, and it was just a natural fit.
We were laughing the other day, the group of us at work, talking about we need to go to Monica's house because wouldn't it be funny, because she's so great at what she does, wouldn't it be funny if we walked into her home and it was the ugliest, most disorganized thing.
Right. Yeah, it's like a cobbler who has no shoes. Yeah, that would be my house. No, it's all right. Yeah.
Isn't that funny? What do you think you like best about home staging?
I think it's helping people. I find this easy. Like this comes easy to me. Going into someone's home and saying, do this, and this, and something magical will happen. Some people struggle so much with that, and they don't have an eye for it, and it's by no fault of their own or whatever. But it comes easy to me. And so when I can help somebody, and when they have their list of 10 things or 20 things or whatever that I leave them with, and they're like, thank you. Like when I walk out the door and they're like, thank you, I had no idea. That's what I like best about this job is really just helping people that they're just not sure what to do.
I need to have you over every day to help me coordinate my clothes.
You're just fine.
Thanks to my wife.
Nick does that for you, I was going to say.
Oh boy. Have you ever walked into a home and thought to yourself, this one is going to be a challenge?
Yes. I will just say yes.
Addresses,
can you hear
please.
me? Yes.
Yeah. Addresses and names.
Yeah. There are some that are a challenge. Some are a dream come true, where I walk in and I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I even here? Because they got it bang on. But then there are some where it's like, what are you thinking? If you want to sell this home quickly and for top dollar, you need to do some things. Like you need to clean. Number one is my biggest thing is cleaning. You have one chance to sell this house, one chance for a buyer to come in. The first impression, that is so true. And if you don't get it bang on, forget it. And so cleaning is the biggest thing to me. And that amazes me the most when I go into a home and it's not even clean. I mean, don't look past, the decluttering and the organization and the flow of the furniture. But if it's dirty, like, oh my gosh, that's the worst.
I can vouch for, I think, the whole team here today that when you've gone through one of our listings and you've staged it, you bet that it will sell faster and for more money than for a listing that has not had, had you through it.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for.
Well, exactly. And you're exactly
and
right.
that happened actually a couple weeks ago, I think, with one of your listings. The home was amazing. It just needed a couple of extra little tips. We moved some furniture around just for a better flow. Doors needed to open. There was some stuff behind the door, but a door needs to fully open. So nothing major in that home. But then I think there was some extra multiple offers on it, and it sold within days. So, and that's what it's all about.
If you're talking about our list, 10 offers. We had 10 offers.
I think that's
on
the
Bing.
one.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
It was huge.
Yeah, awesome.
So tell us, we call you and say, okay, Monica, one of our listings is going up. It's time to send you over there. You get there, okay, and tell us the process. What do you expect besides, fresh squeezed lemonade at the front door from our seller? What do you expect, and what's the process like?
That's really nice. That's never happened. So if you're listening and I come to your house, lemonade would be nice. No, I'm just kidding. Or coffee. Drinks when I leave. No, just kidding. Okay, first thing when as soon as I get out of the car, I'm on and I'm looking at your outside. So is your lawn cut? Are your shrubs trimmed? Are there, the dead flowers still from the fall sitting out there? Those things, I'm looking at all of those things because that is what the potential buyer is looking at first. As soon as they get out of your car, actually before they get out of your car, when they're driving in your driveway, that's what they're looking at. They're looking at your front door. Are your gutters full? Are there like leaves hanging out of your gutters? Like that all needs to be cleaned out. So even before you get out of your car, I'm looking at it, so that's exactly where I start, right at the front. And if it's if it's pretty and it's appealing, then that buyer's going to go through that front door. So you got to hook them already outside, and so that's what I do. First thing is the whole outside. Then we go inside and we go through every single room. I'm going to look in your front hallway closet. I'm going to look in your pantry, in your linen closet, all of your closets in your bedrooms. Yeah. So make sure they're clean. But everything, because people are buying those things. Yeah. They're buying your front hallway closet and they want to see, do you have shelves in it? Do the doors open? Do they not fall off the tracks, the hinges? Yeah. Your kitchen cabinets, people are going to open them to see how much space is in there. They're going to look at everything. They're buying everything, so everything needs to be right. So we'll go through upstairs, downstairs. It doesn't matter how big or how small the place is. I'll look at everything. Then we'll go out into the backyard, take a peek out there again, make sure there's not a million toys out or it's clean. Pets sometimes leave things laying around, so everything needs to be tidied up. So we'll go through the whole thing.
Huge point. Do you find as you're walking through homes, are you seeing a recurring problem spot? Kitchens, flooring, what is it you're seeing the most of right now?
Right now I would say probably decluttering would probably be the biggest thing. We have so much. We as I think a population. Yep. Yeah, we have so much. And the bigger home that we get, the more we think, well, we have to fill it up now, And so people who are downsizing from a bigger home, they're having a struggle just, what do I get rid of? What do I keep? So I think decluttering is the biggest thing that I see right now. Cleaning, I always say that number one. But I would say decluttering would be the biggest thing. And people struggle with that because they don't know what to get rid of. I always say, whatever you love, you keep. If you don't love it, then it doesn't need to be there.
It's a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah, a lot of stuff, I think. Yeah.
Let's tell folks before we cut to news here. We are going to start a segment as of next week. It'll be a staging tip of the week.
Okay.
Give us some ideas as to what kind of things you're going to be covering in that staging tip of the week. I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, you did tell me to prepare a little.
We have 30 seconds. Go for it.
Okay. Probably first impression, like what we talked about. What to do with your pets during an open house. Common trends, furniture flow, colors to suit the masses, not just colors you like. Decluttering, organizing. Oh gosh, there's so many. There's so many in the backyards. Yeah, what to keep in your backyard, what to get rid of, things like that. So we'll have a lot to talk about.
Well done today.
Thank you.
And you were nervous. You're natural.
Thank you.
And you have a face for TV, not for radio. Like me.
Yes, like you, Dan. Thanks, Dan.
Oh, boy. Thanks for coming, Monica. It's been great. Listen, coming up next after the news, we're going to have a chat with Sandra Pupatello. Talk soon.